This is a video tutorial over utilizing the BoldTrail app. So if you have BoldTrail, you definitely want to get this app onto your phone. It's the big B, it's purple. You can see it there on the screen. So if you click on that, and you can get that from the App Store. In here, you can respond to system emails as well as text messages. If you're linking your email account to BoldTrail, you'll see all your emails can be actually filtered through BoldTrail. You can also text. Now, when you text from the app, it's going to text from the number that's been assigned to you, and that can be found if you go to the desktop and log into BoldTrail. That's going to be found when you click on your picture in the top right-hand corner. You're going to see that phone number there. And that number is to make sure that when you're texting from the system, that it ties it back in so that when you go and look at the contact in their profile and on the wall, you'll be able to see the text message communication between you, your client, prospects, etc. Activities that are coming up are activity that's happened and then notifications, anything that needs to be followed up on. So like leads, this one came in to me today. I already know it's a spam lead. But if you had leads, they would come in and you'd be notified there. What I think is really, really powerful about the app is the dialer system. So the dialer system allows you, there's a bunch of different ways you can pull people into the dialer, and it's a one at a time dialer. So there's dialers out there you can do two calls at a time, and even power dialers that do three calls at a time. This one does one at a time. But you can dial, if you see down here at the bottom, dial by hashtag. Now, if you've been in my class where we talk about hashtags, we talk about the alpha tag that can be applied to the people in your database. And so what that is there's 26 letters in the alphabet, and if you divide them into groups of two, that is 13 groups. And what you do is you assign an alpha tag based on the last name of the contact. So right here you see alpha WX. So that would have anybody that has a last name like Williams or one that starts with X. I can't think of one, Xavier maybe, that starts with X. They would be tagged alpha WX. All right. So what that does is the 13 groups, the number 13 goes into 52, which happens to be the number of weeks in a year, exactly 4 different times. So that means you can reach out 4 times a year and be very, very consistent. Now, some people will call all 4 times. Some people will call, the first 13 weeks, the next 13 weeks, they might text. The third quarter, they may call again and then text again. Whatever it is that you have, just make sure that you're systematic about it. So if I want to pull in everybody that's got the last name E and F, because those are the people I'm going to call this week, they come right into my phone. So I can click on the person I'd like to call, hit dial now. It's going to call them. And the number, I get questions on this, the number that's going to show up on their phone will be your cell phone number. So unlike the text, it's going to be your number that's dialing out of this dialer. So some people are concerned because they're like, well, they may have a different number for me. I don't want the system number to go out. That's only on the text. So when you dial it, you can go in and call them, and then when you're done, there at the bottom you can see dial now. You could pause, you could skip. So I'm gonna skip, and you can see it's giving you a countdown, calling in 8, calling in 7. So if I don't want to call them, I'm gonna back out of that. Okay. What this does, and this is the awesome part of it, and knowing as a coach, having worked with agents since 2010 and doing calls, is the biggest fear is making calls. Well, this sort of forces you into the situation by you utilizing the dialer. Once you finish your call, you can add a note directly into the system and then start with your next call. So it's a really, really powerful tool that keeps you accountable. And if you use the tags appropriately, What that's going to do for you is keep you consistently in contact with your people throughout the year. So you're not calling them too much, you're not calling them too little, but you are staying in contact and in relationship. So you may have just heard some thunder in the background. So I apologize. If you have any questions about this, about the dialer, let me know. The dialer, this system, again, it only works if you have BoldTrail. So log into BoldTrail, but get the app for BoldTrail as well so that you can utilize the different tools in it and be able to share. You can share listings directly from it. Let me show you that. So this is all the listings. If you want to share just your listings, you just click on My Listings and all your listings will be there. To share the listings, you can pick one or you could search up here at the top. But if you picked one, you can open up the listing and that's what it looks like there. If I open up the listing, I could also click on this little plus button down at the bottom. I can send it via email. I can send it via text. Now it's going to use your system number here, but if you notice that link, it says Jeremy Williams in there. It's going to have your name in there unless you have a vanity URL, and that's a whole different conversation. But when you send that out, when they engage in that, if they request more information, if they want to schedule a showing, if they share it with somebody else, all that comes back to you. So it's an IDX link to your website. So that's what makes that really powerful. All right. So all the different ways you can share it here. You can email it to a tag. So if you've got like a tag where you're grouping all your buyers and you want to send it out, you can do that. But there's a bunch of different ways to share it. You can share it on Facebook. Okay, post it to X. Really surprised it doesn't have a button for Instagram. All right. So in a nutshell, there's other things. You can go and look at all your contacts in here. There's a menu here where you marketing autopilot. You can do marketing from here. You can adjust your settings. And then down here at the bottom is the open house app. I highly recommend that you're utilizing this app. You can download this onto your phone. And when people come into your open house, they can fill out the form that's on there. It'll go directly into your BoldTrail system. I know some of my agents are utilizing like an iPad because they feel kind of weird handing over their phone to a complete stranger, and it works all the same. Just need to have an internet connection. When they fill out the form, again, it goes directly into your BoldTrail system. And what's cool about that is if you have your BoldTrail system set up properly, you can start them automatically on a campaign as well. So there's a lot of automation that you can do. Just make sure you fully understand it so that if somebody does fill that out, they're getting the right information or the information that you want them to have. But that Open House app is separate to the BoldTrail app, just FYI. If you have any questions about the Open House app or the BoldTrail app, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. And hope this helps you be a little bit more efficient and very, very powerful tool if used. Have a great day.